We can hear you. If you hear me talking, it means that we couldn't hear you. So that's why I thought, yeah.
Okay, so this is the correction from last week's quiz. I remember Vuyani telling us that there was a bit of a problem with one of the questions. Okay, hello, I know exactly how you feel. I am having the exact same problems. Okay, the answer over here is actually -1 and 0. And 3 and 0. This is the correct answer, this one. So I think Teacher Peter just left out the minus over there because there's supposed to be a minus here. Okay, so if you got this, then you were actually correct. Okay. You were actually correct. Okay. So Vuyani, I hope you are here. I did find the question that you had a bit of issues with last week. And I think this is the one that you may have had an issue with. I think there was someone else who was also telling me that they had an issue with this.
Okay, so Teacher Coco, so you broke there. You were breaking, so
yeah.
We didn't really hear you of what you were saying. I don't know if you can hear me, but we were not able to hear you.
Yes.
So I think Teacher Coco was just talking about the quiz of last
week.
Okay, guys, I think you can see on the screen. So we were recapping. Okay, the screen went wild. Now we can't see what I remember about this correction that Teacher Coco wanted to correct us, or someone raised the point and Teacher Coco said that she's gonna come back to it and she's gonna do the correction for this question. So if you do remember, so Teacher Coco, we are seeing that you see that Siabonga was right about the question, and we are seeing a graph of a hyperbola, and you are writing there the correct intercept. So I don't know if now I think now you follow what you're doing, right, Teacher Coco? Because I don't know if you are fine with what you're doing right now.
Yes, so, and if you can hear me, this is what the last graph we did is supposed to look like.
Perfect. We heard that part.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so at the end of the lesson, Siabonga actually corrected me with my intercepts here because I'd switched them around. And this is the actual correct intercept. This is what the graph was actually supposed to look like. We should do today, which is a quick recap of the hyperbola and how to sketch it. Now, guys, remember, for number one,
okay, guys, so
quadrants, me writing quadrants on the screen.
Okay, Teacher Coco, because we cannot hear you when you are busy talking, if you can write down the steps. So basically, Teacher Coco is just trying to recap on what we have learned from Monday, right? That when we draw a hyperbola, we needed some steps. So step number one is to figure out which quadrant it was, like which quadrant can we draw the graph. So we know we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. So with the question that you're seeing above, where should the graph be? So remember that it has to be 2 quadrants, but then we can identify which quadrant we have to put. And you need to tell us, why do you think that this quadrant is in the, I mean, this graph is drawn in the quadrant of what you are thinking that it is? Kosi, it's okay. And then you need to identify also some asymptotes and intercepts. So basically that's what she's saying. So let's go for number 1. Let's try and answer. Winnie says quadrant 1 and 4, and Lee is saying quadrant 2 and 4 because it's positive.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, Teacher Yolanda. I'm just going to keep talking until anybody can hear me, because now I'm a lone ranger and nobody understands what's going on.
So at least, Teacher Coco, we could hear that part. So okay.
This is me crying. Dawn, I've tried moving. This is my 4th move. If I try to move anywhere else, I think it's just going to get worse. It's terrible everywhere. So quadrants will be 1.
Okay, so guys, you can correct yourself. The quadrant will be 1 and 3, okay? And the reason for that is because we have learned that when a value, which in our graph is 2, when it's positive, we have learned that it has to be in the positive quadrant, which is 1 and 3. Hi, David. So you can correct yourself. I have seen some people that they have said that it's quadrant 2 and 4, and we know that it's not 2 and 4 because A is positive. Okay. So hi, David. Let's go. Let's do for number 2, since we have corrected the first point is done. So let's just try and find out our asymptote. I'm not sure if anyone has that question written down, but basically we are finding asymptotes of that question. So I see Loreto is finding our asymptote. So Loreto, okay, so Loreto and David are giving me the asymptotes for y that is different values. So it means, okay, Ovayo is also saying that y equals to 2 for the asymptotes of the graph. So let's see, guys. Once she's back, we can actually try and see and identify that. So, Cozy, so remember that there's a formula for hyperbola, right? I don't know if you have seen the screen that was coming up there. Oh, here's Teacher Coco. She's back. She's back, guys, and she's gonna share the screen again. So don't worry if you don't understand some of this stuff. Remember that this is recorded, and also the last Monday, also we did exactly the same thing. So you can go and watch the video there, and I'm sure you'll understand better. But also we can explain it to you. So you are more than welcome to raise your hand and ask the questions that you're getting confused at.
Okay. Are we able to hear me now, at least for a couple of seconds?
Yes, now we can. So you can talk.
Wonderful. Okay, great. I'm seeing a lot of people telling me that the asymptote x is -1, which is correct because that's what's going to make my denominator 0. So my x asymptote is x is -1, and my y asymptote is going to be that q over there, which is -2. And I would just like to take this moment to correct myself. Yes, when we're looking at the asymptote for the y asymptote, the reason why we consider this an asymptote here is because it shifts the whole graph either up or down. Okay, and that's the reason it's an asymptote. It's just moving that original asymptote of 0, it's moving it up or down. I hope you guys have heard that, so that there's no confusion. Okay, and then we're going to do our intercept quickly, and then we're not going to do this one. Please ignore that one. We're not going to be able to do that. We won't have time. Okay, I just need some space for my intercepts. Okay, I'm going to rewrite the sum over here before we forget. Before I forget, because I've forgotten it already, 2 over x plus 1, 2 over x plus 1 minus 2. So in order to calculate the y-intercept, I need to make x equal to 0. So I'm going to go y is equal to 2 over 0 plus 1 minus 2, which is equal to 0. Good, so the y-intercept is at 0 and 0, so our graph goes through 0 and 0. And then our x-intercept. Loreto, you are killing this, well done. We're going to make y equal to 0. So we're going to have 0 is equal to 2 over x plus 1 minus 2. And then I'm going to take 2 over to the other side. So we've got 2 over x plus 1. And I'm going to get 2 multiplied by x plus 1 is equal to 2. And this is going to be 2x plus 2 is equal to is equal to 0, and then I'm going to get 2x is equal to negative 2, therefore x is equal to negative 1. Please just make sure you understand, Loreto, just check your intercepts again over there. I hope I didn't do anything funky over here. I don't think I did.
So Teacher Coco, I think that there's some mistake there because
oh, did I make a mistake?
Yes, the 2 on the right hand side, on my right hand side, I think it's your right hand side also. So it just disappeared out of nowhere. Were you saying 2x plus 2 equals to 0? It's supposed to be 2x plus 2 equals to 2.
Oh, I see. My apologies. Yes. Ooh, I'm just making my own science up here. Thank you, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's see here what's going on. So this, I need to erase this actually. This is not 0, that's actually 2. Yes, slow day at the office, Kamohelo. Yes, very true. See, when the network is bad, my brain also is just not there. It's everything all together. Okay. Yes, when x is transposed, it changes signs. So yes, so I took the negative 2 over to that side and it became positive 2, like there. And then this was x plus 1. Yes, Kamohelo. Okay, and then I took x plus 1 over to the other side by cross multiplying. So that gave me 2x plus 2 is equal to 2. So I'm going to get 2x plus 2 is equal to 2. Oh, sorry, I'm doing the same thing over. 2x is equal to 2 minus 2, which is 0. And this is funny because we cannot have 2 points that go through the same. Okay. I see why. 0, therefore x is also equal to 0. Okay. So what this means is that we only have one intercept. Okay, when both of them are 0 and 0, we only have one intercept. Okay. So now we can plot the graph. Okay, if we plot over here, we're going to first look at our asymptotes. X is equal to negative 1, which is over here. David, that's what we're doing today. We're going to find the equation today. That's all we're going to do today. Okay, and my y-intercept is y is equal to negative 2, like that. And then because it's in quadrant 1 and 3, there is my intercept right there at 0 and 0. So I'm going to have this go through here. And the other one just goes like that in the third quadrant, like that. Okay, there we go. All right. I hope I did this correctly because my brain is also load shedding a little bit. Please give me a thumbs up if you got this correct. I hope that you did. I'm seeing a thumbs up from someone named Zoom user and Ovio. Dawn is still a little confused. Okay, Dawn, if you are still confused, can I please ask you to go watch the first video that we did? I promise you this one is going to have many, many holes because of the load shedding. So I need you guys to just focus on the other video and hopefully this one will not lose, the other one will not lose you. I'm hoping I won't lose you with this one either.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Dawn, I am here. So if you are
Yes,
getting
Linda is here.
You can send me a direct message and we can have a talk about it. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Yolanda. All right, guys, we're going to move on quickly because today we're going to be learning how to find the equation. Okay, but we're going to use the exact same rules that we already learned. So now what I want to remind you guys is that we're going to have to look at the quadrants because the quadrants are going to tell us whether our A is positive or negative. Nizole, you are given the formula on a formula sheet, but some schools are finicky about this kind of thing. So if I were you, I would just remember the equations, especially for any maths sum that you're going to be doing. Okay.
So I think Gelani has a question. Is that
yes,
okay if I put her on?
Go for it, yes.
Good evening, ma'am. I just wanted
Hello.
to ask if
yes.
you could go back to the previous graph because I just wanted to see if I was doing the same thing because I was busy working it out before. I wanted to see if I was right because I was
with the intercept. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, here we go. I just hope that you've got the same intercepts that I do. I'll give you 3 seconds.
Yes, ma'am. I think it looks okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so if you have any questions, please just pop them in the chat and we can always come back, okay? All right, okay, so we're going to find the asymptotes, those are going to help us. But in order to sketch, we don't need the intercepts. Okay, what we need is a point. What we need is a point, and we're going to use this point to find A. Okay. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to use this one quickly as an example, but I know that you guys can tell me what quadrant is our graph in? What quadrants are our 2 graphs in? Who can tell me? They're in quadrants 1 and 3. Okay, yes, Nkanyezi? Oh, Nkanyezi was going to answer that question. I know you were, yes. So our quadrants are 1 and 3. And what does that tell us about A? That A is going to be? Exactly, that A is going to be positive, okay? So that's the first thing we know. Excuse my positive, it looks like a crucifix, but you guys get the idea. A is positive or A is greater than 0, okay? Greater than, see how the other way, your sign must go the other way, okay? Be careful with that. All right, then I need to look at my asymptotes because my asymptotes, my asymptotes are going to tell me about my P and my Q. Okay, remember guys that the formula we're going to use is Y is equal to A over X minus P plus Q. Okay, this is the one that we're going to use here. All right, so if we look for our X-intercept and our Y-intercept, oh, I'm saying intercepts now, asymptotes, I'm sorry, okay, our asymptote and our asymptote, our X asymptote is going to tell us what P is and the Y asymptote is going to tell us what Q is. Okay, who can tell me what my X and my Y asymptotes are here? X is equal to, okay, Nkanyezi, I'm going to give you this one. Yes, Nkanyezi.
Y is equal to 2 and X is equal to 4. Therefore,
Excellent.
P is equal to -4 and Q is equal to 2.
100%.
Okay, guys, so while we cannot hear teacher Coco right now, could you please take a screenshot of this question?
So we're going to, okay. Yes, please take a screenshot. Are they able to hear me? Oh no, can you hear me?
Now we are able to hear you. So I just tell everyone to take a screenshot because this might disappear, guys. So
Actually, yes, that is a good idea. Thank you.
If you have the means, just take a screenshot now.
Or if you can't take a screenshot, please draw this very quickly before my screen starts acting funny because of the load shedding. Okay, please just do a quick sketch. Okay, so just as Nkanyezi said here, Q is going to be 2, but our P is going to become -4. Okay, and the reason our P becomes -4, remember when we were looking at the equation of any of the graphs that we had, our x value, let's say for instance, we had y is equal to 1 over x plus 1 plus 2. This x value was always the opposite of that one. So x was always -1. And now, because our x over here is 4, our p value is going to be -4. I hope you guys are understanding why we're taking the opposite of it. Okay, so if we were looking for the asymptote over here, and this value over here was x minus 2. David, can you tell me what does x have to be? What does x have to be here? In order for this to be an asymptote, x needs to be equal to? Can you tell me what x, oh, in this one specifically, yes. In this one specifically, what does x need to be equal to? Okay, I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna let you in on the secret. It needs to be equal to 2. And you'll notice that this 2 and -2 are additive inverses. They're always additive inverses of the other. Okay, so they're inverses. Let me show you with another one. Okay. I'll show you with another one. If this is x plus 3, what does x need to equal to? Who can tell me? X needs to be? -3, good. So you guys are with me here. X needs to be equal to -3 or -3, good stuff. So if our x over here is 4, that means when we put it into our formula, it's going to be x minus 4. Are you guys getting me here? Please give me a thumbs up if you understand that concept. Okay. I'm getting a thumbs up from Barbara, from Ovayo, from Oratile. Excellent. Awesome stuff, guys. So that's why Nkanyezi, he actually jumped a step for me and already told you guys that the answer needs to be -4. Okay, then what we're going to do, oh my goodness, I was trying to erase, guys. I was trying to erase. Okay, there we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use the point that we have to find A. So I'm going to sub in these 2 points. Exactly. So, ooh, Nkanyezi, I feel like you could teach this class. You're so good. Very nice. Yes, Mizole, we always use the opposite of the x sign. Okay, so this is going to be A over x minus 4 plus 2. Okay, I hope you guys are with me and you understand why I'm using -4. Okay, because on the graph over here, our x is actually +4. So when I put it into the formula, it needs to be -4. Okay, so on the graph, it's +4. And I'm going to right here put the opposite sign on the equation. Okay. This is only for the x value, guys, not for the y value as well. Okay, and now that we have these two, and in this particular question, they've given us the point 5 and 3. I'm going to punch this in for my y value, and I'm going to punch this in for my x value, and I'm going to calculate for my a value. Can you guys do that for me quickly? I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Please calculate the a value for me. So I'm going to take my two values. Oh, I hope you guys can still see them there. There we go. And I'm going to go 3 is equal to a over 5 minus 4 plus 2, and then solve for a for me, please, and then give me an answer for a. Abenigo says a is equal to 1. Okay, let's see if you're correct, good sir. That's 2, and I'm going to take the 2 over, so I'm going to get 3 minus 2 is equal to a. Therefore, a is equal to 1. Amazing stuff. Well done, guys. Okay, so my final equation is going to go y is equal to 1 over x minus 4 plus 2. All right, are you guys with me here? Well done, everyone. I knew you guys could do this. This is simple stuff. We're going to try another example, and I want you guys to follow this exact steps that we're doing here. Remember, your quadrants will tell you whether our A is going to be positive or negative. And look at that, our A is actually positive, just like our quadrant said it would be. Okay, so we're going to go for the next one.
Please take a screenshot first. Can we just take screenshots of the final products? I don't know if you can hear me, Teacher Coco.
I hear you perfectly. Thank you, Yolanda. Yes, so please take a screenshot of the final answer if you need to. Otherwise, guys, this part of the video will be up on the website in a couple of days, and you will be able to hear everything that we've done here. Okay, so we're going to try this next one. Before we continue, guys, please take a screenshot. Take a quick screenshot if you can. Okay. And I'm going to remind you guys again, y is equal to x minus p plus q. And then remember our steps. Look first for your quadrants, because those are going to help us figure out whether our A is positive or negative. I'm going to look for 2, these are asymptotes. Okay. X and y, which also means P and Q. Three is
we can do this, guys. So I hope everyone is starting.
Yes, I hope you guys are on it already, because I know you guys are like, also, Ovio, this is the time you take the screenshot and then you solve for it. Go for it. Go for it. I know you can do this. You guys can get me. I want y is equal to something, something, something. We will do it together in the end. Actually, let me move this, but I want you guys to give it a try. Okay. See how it says quadrants 1 and 3, and what does that mean? What does that mean? See how, remember, you need to tell me if it's quadrants 1 and 3, what does that tell us?
Let's go, my people. We can do this.
Thank you. A is positive. So when you're calculating for A at the end and you get a negative A, you've done something wrong. Okay, but for now, let's go. Who can give me the asymptotes? Somebody? Anybody? Just read them off the graph. Nkanyezi? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you give me my asymptotes?
So the x asymptote equals -1 and y equals 2. Therefore, p is 1 and q is 2.
Okay, good. So my q is going to be positive 2 and my p is going to be positive 1. I had no doubts. I knew you could do it. 100%. Okay. Abednego has gone all the way to the end of the sum. That's how fast he's moving at the moment. I hope the rest of you guys can try and keep up with him. Oh, he made a mistake. He said 7, and I'm sure it's not 7. Okay, Dawn, remember, let me just remind you here, because our x asymptote is sitting at -1, remember what we said? We always take the opposite sign, okay, for the equation. For the equation, we always use the opposite sign. That's why Nkanyezi is saying x is plus 1.
Okay, so I think x is -1, but then the p is plus 1.
P is plus 1. Okay.
Yes.
Then we can use our point over here that they've given us. They've given us the point 4 and 3. So we're going to sub that back into the formula and we're going to get 3 is equal to a over 4 plus 1. Oh, let me write the other one first. Hold on for me. Just hold on 1 second for me. So, ma'am, wouldn't that make it -1 minus plus 1? Yes. Okay. So what the formula does, Dawn, the formula already writes in that minus for you, so you don't have to do that. So what the formula does, it says, take this value and plug it in so that you'll get x minus -1. Okay. And that will give you that plus 1 that you're looking for. But it gets really confusing when you're looking at the formula. So it's much easier for you to just take it exactly the way you see it and plug it in. Okay, just change the sign and plug it in. Otherwise, it becomes quite confusing when you're looking at like weird numbers like a minus and a minus or a plus and a minus. Just ignore that minus there, and whatever answer you get for P here, plug whatever answer you get for P over here, plug that into the part that P is. Okay, so you don't have to then struggle with, is it positive, is it negative? Just take what you've got there, erase the whole of minus P and just put P in. Does that make sense? Okay. I hope that makes sense. If not, please raise your hand. Okay, awesome. Please raise your hand so we can continue. Ask all those questions. Okay. Ovayo, she was asking about this formula because this formula shows up on your formula sheet. Okay, and what the formula does is it writes here, it writes x minus p because it knows, the formula already knows that you're going to have to change the sign of the x value. So this formula knows that your x is going to be -1. So it puts the minus there. So you're going to go x minus -1. And that's where you get the x plus 1 from. But what we're doing, and everybody's already given me the answer for A, well done, guys. But what we're doing, Ovayo, is we're not even going to regard this at all. We're going to skip that part, and we're going to look over here. We're going to look at this answer for x, and we find that x is -1, and we're immediately going to change it to +1, and then we're just going to replace the whole of P with +1. Are you understanding what we're doing? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay with that. Awesome stuff. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm just going to move that 2 over immediately. -2. Oh, other way. Yeah, no, I'm correct here. -2 plus 1 or plus 3. This is going to give me 1 is equal to a over 5. Therefore, a is equal to 5. So my final product is going to read 5 over x plus 1 plus 2. Woohoo! I knew you guys could do it. Amazing. All right. Guys, this is the last we're going to look at for finding the equation. Please let me know, thumbs up or thumbs down, or a mark out of 10. How comfortable are you with finding the equation and with sketching the graph? Give me a mark out of 10. I'm glad it makes sense, Abednego. Thank you so much. Amukelani says 10. Fuzlin says 8. We're going to look at another example. 9.8, Nancy. Okay, Mbali also says 8. Madeline says 7. I'm seeing a 6 and a 5. I want to turn that 5 into a 7 or an 8 or possibly a 10. Need a bit more practice. Yes, absolutely. You guys are going to practice. Today is quiz day, so we're definitely going to be practicing some more.
Yeah, it's quiz day today, guys.
But what I'm going to do now is I'm quickly going to summarize everything that we need to know. Okay. So remember, when we're sketching, okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for our quadrants. Okay, our quadrants. And remember, this is going to be told if A is positive, then it's quadrants 1 and 3. And if A is negative, this is quadrants 2 and 4. And then after our quadrants, we need to find our asymptotes. That's supposed to be number 2. There it goes. For number 2, we need to look for our asymptotes. Okay, and then remember our asymptotes is always P and Q, and remember our P is always opposite sign. Okay, or what makes my denominator equal to 0? Okay, I'm just going to write denominator equal to 0. I hope you guys will remember what that means. Whatever makes my denominator 0, that's my P, and my Q is always what moves my graph up or down. Moves the graph up or down. Okay, and this is my X asymptote, and this is my Y asymptote. Okay, then we're going to look for our intercepts. Our intercepts, and remember, if we want to find the x-intercept, y is equal to 0, and if we want to find the y-intercept, then x is equal to 0. Okay, and this is if we are sketching. Remember, when we're finding the equation, okay, when we're finding the equation, again, we look at the quadrants, and this will tell us if A is negative or if it's positive. That's what the quadrants do. They tell us whether it's negative or positive. And then our asymptotes. See, guys, it's almost like I'm repeating the same thing just in reverse. I hope you guys can see that it's like the same thing, but the reverse of the other. And then our X value, our X asymptote over here is going to be the P, but remember it's the opposite sign. Okay, and our Y value is going to be our Q with the same sign. Okay, and then number 3 over here, again, remember this is not, it's not intercepts this time. What we're going to do is we're going to, we're going to sub in a point to find A. Okay, to find A. And that's the last thing we're going to do for that one. So I lie, and then I'm going to add in a number 4. Write down your equation. Okay,
take a screenshot. It's very good.
Please take a
Nice.
screenshot.
Thank you, Kilani. It's very nice.
See, thank you, Amkelani. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys are seeing the, see, I'm helping you guys summarize for your exams before you need to get there, your tests and exams. This makes it so much easier. All right, please, everyone, take a screenshot. If you don't get the chance, because we need to move on, we are going to, I will come back to this at the end of the lesson, and then you can continue with this. Okay, all right. Brain break. All right. Remember the rebus puzzles that we did last time? I hope you guys can figure these ones out. This first one is by far my favorite. Oh, Abednego, I'm hoping we won't have to multiply out brackets or anything. I do want to, I always want to hear a maths joke. Always, always, always. In the meantime, guys, see if you can figure out these rebus puzzles. This is my favorite one. Oh, yes, Abednego got this one. Excellent. This one is safety in numbers. Kamohelo, I'm waiting for my joke. Do not leave me hanging. This one is great. This one is sitting on top of the world. But Kamohelo says, I got into a fight with 1, 3, 5, and 9. The odds were against me. Oh, I love it. I have to steal that one. I'm going to tweet it. Thank you very much. Dawn says number 4 is inside job. Not quite. You're almost there. It does have something to do with inside. Thank you very much for that. I'm glad that we share a love for nerdy maths humor. There we go. Nkanyezi got it. Yes, in between.
Wow, Nkanyezi, well done.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that one. I'm like, what is that? Well done, Buyo Ubayo. Well done.
Can anybody figure this one out? The grade 8s got this one quite easily, actually. Easter? No, it's not Easter.
It's
Try
actually
and
not
read
that
the whole
complicated.
word.
It's
Try
quite
and read the whole word. Kamuhelo has a fetish for dad jokes.
Yeah.
There you go. Emmanuel got it. There we go.
Emmanuel.
Street corner. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy these. Now you guys can go to Google and look for as many rebus puzzles. I'll write down the spelling. Rebus puzzles. You can find them everywhere on the internet, and they're so much fun. They make you think outside the box. So you guys can go have a look at those. If you guys want to get up and just stretch for just 2 seconds, stretch from left to right.
Guys, it's stretch. It's good for you. Your brain can work quite nicely when you stretch.
Yes, absolutely. Stretch, because we're going to go into a couple more things that I need to add to that list of ours. And this is the last thing I'm going to be adding today. Okay, so we're going to be looking at axes of symmetry. Now, I hope you guys have your list with you. You know, we've got our number 1, our number 2, and our number 3. Our number 4 that we're going to add to this list, whether you're sketching or whether they ask for the equation, normally it's when they ask for the equation, they're going to ask you to find the axes of symmetry. And axes of symmetry always come in 2 equations, and it's always a straight line equation. So the equation is always going to be y is equal to x plus c, and the other is going to be y is equal to negative x plus c. And the way we find the c, is by using where our asymptotes meet. Where our asymptotes meet. Okay. Okay. That's where we're going to find c, and I'm going to explain this. We can use this first example here. So now we know that for this particular graph, our asymptotes over here are x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. So now if I want to find my axis of symmetry, I'm going to take my y value and my x value and I'm going to put them in. Remember, guys, you're always going to find 2 equations. You're always going to get 2 equations, okay? Sometimes if you're writing it in like an exam or something, they will ask you for the positive axis of symmetry, which would be this one, or the negative axis of symmetry, which will be this one. But when we just say axes, like axes with an E, like I've written here, we want both equations. We want 2 of them, okay? So with this one, if I've got x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, if I substitute this back into this formula, what I'm going to get is 0 is equal to 0 plus c. That tells me that my c here is 0. And also with this one, I'm going to get 0 is equal to negative 0 plus c, and my c is also 0. So my 2 axes of symmetry for y is equal to 1 over x is going to be y plus, not plus, is equal to x, and y is equal to minus x. Because in both of these cases, my c is equal to 0 and my C is equal to 0 for both of these. Okay. But if we look at this one over here, let's move to this one. Y is equal to 1 over x plus 3. My axes of, or my asymptotes don't meet there anymore. My asymptotes are now x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 3. Okay, can you guys see that? Can I get a thumbs up? Are you guys with me here? This point over here is actually 3. Okay, I'm getting a thumbs up. I'm getting a thumbs up. All right. Okay, Raboni, if you look here, remember our y asymptote is always this value over here, the 3 that we have over here. Okay, that's why I'm saying that my y asymptote is 3. Then I'm going to use this. Okay, Winnie, we're going to look at another example, and I hope you'll follow with that one as well. Okay, so we're going to use this, and we're going to use our two formulas. Y is equal to x plus c, y is equal to negative x plus c, and then we're just going to sub in my x and y values. Sub in x and y. Okay, so I can call this one, I'm going to call this A, equation A. The reason why I'm calling it A and not 1 is because we already have A 1 and 2 in our steps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to sub in 0 and 3. So I'm going to get 3 for A. For A, 3 is equal to 0 plus C. Therefore, C is equal to 3. Well done, Leseho, you found it before I did. And for equation B, again, I'm going to go 3 is equal to negative 0, which is just 0, plus C. Therefore, C is equal to 3. So my two axes of symmetry, symmetry are going to be y is equal to x plus 3 and y is equal to negative x plus 3. Okay, and that's how we calculate for the axes of symmetry. We're going to try another example together. Okay. And we're just going to be looking at the axes of symmetry, finding the axes of symmetry. Now, that's all we have to do for this one. Let's try number 1. Please find me the two asymptotes. Can you guys put the two asymptotes for me in the chat? Find me the two asymptotes. So we've got x is equal to something and y is equal to something. From number 1. Okay, good. I'm getting y is equal to negative 1. And remember that little trick about x. X always needs to be the opposite sign. Thank you. So x is going to equal to 2. Amazing. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are picking this up just like so quick, so quick, so quick. All right, great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our two formulas. Y is equal to x plus c and y is equal to negative x plus C. And then I want you guys to sub in these points for the asymptotes. Sub them in and find me that C and that C. Find me C for A and C for B, please.
We can do this, guys. Let's go.
And trust me, with this one, we're going to get two different answers. In A, C is going to be something different. And in B, C is going to be something different. I'm just going to do my working out on this side. So. Negative 1 is equal to 2 plus C. Therefore, C is equal to negative 3. This is for A. Good. And then for B, negative 1 is equal to negative 2 plus C. Therefore, C is equal to positive 1. There we go. Now we're going to take both of these C's, and then can you guys write me 2 equations for the axes of symmetry, please? Please write me an equation for y is equal to and y is equal to for A and for B. Can we go for it? Be careful with your B. Okay, remember when this 2 comes over, it's going to become positive 2, and that's going to give us negative 1 plus 2. So that should be negative 1 plus 2 should be positive 1. That's how I got positive 1 there. Okay, so just check yourself there quickly. Okay, so I'm going to get x, oh, minus 3. Why am I saying positive? Not plus x. I'm doing the exact same thing I told you guys not to do. Minus 3. And then for the B one, you're going to get x, oh, negative x plus 1. All right. And that is how we solve for the axis of symmetry. Can I get a thumbs up, thumbs down? How are we feeling about finding the axes of symmetry? Madeline says, thumbs up, thumbs up. Lesoro says, thumbs up. Lesedi, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm waiting for a thumbs up from Dawn, who said she was somewhere in the middle. Ah, there we go. I'm glad. Barbara's having trouble finding asymptotes. Oh, okay, Barbara. We are kind of out of time a little bit, and it is quiz night. So if you can, please rewatch the lesson we had on Monday, because it will really, really help you understand this. Okay, a little bit better. So Yolanda is busy putting the quiz link in the chat for me. One more thing I want to do actually is I want to go back to our rules over here, and I want us to add to this. We're going to add a number 4. We're going to add axes of symmetry. Okay, and for this one, we're going to say use the asymptotes. Okay, and we're going to use our 2 equations, equation A and equation B. Y is equal to x plus c, and y is equal to negative x plus c. Okay, and where we get these x's and these y's, we use our x value, our x asymptote and our y asymptote. Okay, and this is everything that you guys would need to know on how to sketch all of this, how to sketch and how to find the equation. Can I get, how are we feeling? Please give me an emoji. Let me know how you're feeling. I know the quiz link is going to disappear again. I'm so sorry, Yolanda. But in the last 1 minute, I want to know from you guys, how are we feeling about hyperbolas now? Okay. If you can, write me a comment. I didn't really like them. I still kind of don't like them, or I didn't like them at the beginning. I didn't understand them, but now I really do. Or Loretta says, I think I can pass. That is a good sign. I'm glad. Rebone is still a little fuzzy in the middle somewhere. So Rebone, if you know what I would suggest, if you can go back and watch Monday's lesson and today's lesson, it will put everything to much better. It will put everything together. Okay, before we go, I would like you guys, because we were just working on axes of symmetry, I would like you guys to just, for an example, or just if you guys want to practice some more, I would like you guys to take a screenshot of this. Okay, I'm going to move this one down, and I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. Okay, this is a grade 11 exam paper, and see if you guys can write, can answer these questions. I'll put little dotties or asterisks next to them. X-intercept, Y-intercept. Look at these easy questions. You guys are going to pass all of these. We've done all of these. And then it says sketch the graph. I mean, come on. Okay, so we can do those. Okay. we can try and figure out those. Those will be easy. Okay. But for these, you can ignore, I think we can ignore this part here. Yes, you can leave, you can go do the quiz in your own time. You don't have to stay here. Okay, don't worry about this one. Just focus on that. I know you guys can do the rest. But other than that, thank you guys so much for your patience and for joining us. Next week, Teacher Peter will be back and you guys can continue on with him. You guys have a good evening. Thank you so much, Yolanda, for always being there for me. I was in a panic because my network was just a whole mess and I didn't know, but thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. You guys did well.
You guys did